When putting your executive coaching website together, you may come to the consideration of putting pricing on the website. Should you or shouldn't you? Let's talk about it in this video. In the coach training programs that I run for the Center for Executive Coaching, I always have a segment on pricing because it's a topic that all coaches are very eager to talk about and learn about from an experienced coach like myself. There are lots of considerations around pricing. The type of person you're working with, whether it's a solopreneur or an executive in a Fortune 100 company. Are you working with the government? Are you working in academia, nonprofit? Prices can range all over the board in various situations. But what about putting your pricing on your website? Now, I have heard experts such as Marcus Sheridan, who is very well known in marketing circles, talk about the value of putting your pricing on your website because it's a question that people have. And the more questions you can answer on your website, the more your website serves your prospective customer. I agree with that. The more information that they can ascertain by viewing various pages on your website, the better. The more they can get a sense of who you are, how you operate, your coaching process, what your specialty areas are, what you know through your blogs, videos, etc., the better. But here's why some coaches don't put their pricing on their website. And if you go to my website, you also won't see my pricing. Two big reasons. One, and I think this is really important, coaching is not a commodity purchase, and that you shouldn't be just looking for what is the cheapest possible coach that I can hire, right? It's not like that. It's not like shopping for products that you might buy that are relatively commodities, like a navy t-shirt or a bunch of bananas. Coaching is a very personal service, and the fit with the coach is very important. Some people call it chemistry. Some people call it fit. If you put your pricing on your website, then that may lead someone to then make that one of the most significant considerations. Before even talking with you, that they may look at pricing and say, I'm not sure that this coach is right for me based on the price. And it could be too low. You might be thinking too high. It could be too low. People, when they see a price, come to a thought, and that thought may influence what happens after they visit your website. So this is one reason why coaches generally don't put prices on their websites, because they would rather not be shopped in that way. They would like to be considered based on what they have to offer to the client. Maybe industry specialization or role specialization. They only work with C-suite, or maybe focus specialization such as emotional intelligence or communications. They would like to be considered based on factors like that, credentials, background, and not pricing. They'd like pricing, obviously, to be a part of the conversation when they're having it live. And so that's the first consideration. The second consideration is coaches like to talk with people who are having challenges that coaching could potentially solve. In that we don't solve the problem, but that we can guide the client to come up with new solutions that are breakthrough solutions and get to a place that they might not have gotten without the coaching. We also like to know that they have a challenge big enough to warrant the investment in coaching, and we can't know that until we talk with the client. So we would like to hear about what they're going through and then consider for ourselves if coaching is a good fit for this situation, and if we're a good fit, and if so, then have the conversation about how we could work with them and the investment that will be required. We believe that that's the right time to talk about price, when we've gotten to know the client, their challenges, and feel that we're a good fit for each other, then the price obviously becomes a consideration. But we believe actually a secondary consideration, because in executive coaching, we like to solve problems that are worth much more than the price of the coaching. 5 to 10 times more, in fact. And think about it. If we help someone get a team more engaged than they've ever been, and therefore being able to be more productive, retain people in their jobs longer, even help with recruiting new people to the organization, which is very valuable right now, that's a great return on investment in coaching to the leader. Or if you help a leader to get promoted, and previously they'd been passed over for a promotion, but this time it's different, that's worth a great deal. Or if you help a leader to focus on just a few core priorities that really make a difference in the organization, versus previously they had too many priorities, they were overwhelmed, and never seemed to get great execution under their belt. That's a great return on investment. See, when we talk with prospective clients who have these kinds of challenges, and we're able to confidently express that, I think I could get you there. I believe I could help you with this unique situation, and here's why. And then they say, great, I think this sounds like something I'd like to work with you on. So what are the terms, what are the logistics around it, and so forth. And that's when you talk about pricing. And by the way, when you do talk about it, you just talk about it naturally. It's just another part of the process. How long we're going to work together, what we might include in the engagement, and how often we'll meet, and what it's going to cost. It's as simple as that, right? That's the time when coaches feel most comfortable sharing the pricing, not necessarily on the website. Now, I've given you 2 reasons. A third reason that does come up sometimes is that coaches may work with different groups. For example, some coaches may work with small business owners because they really enjoy coaching small business owners, and they may also do some coaching with very large organizations. In that case, the pricing is probably going to be different, and they would rather just relay that pricing that is different in the moment with the prospective client. So while not putting pricing on your website could slow down the process, this is why many coaches don't. The 3 reasons that I've shared with you. Now let's take the alternative thought, which is putting your pricing on your website. And some coaches do. Why would they do that? Well, 1, because they want to speed up the transaction. They want to make it easy for people to decide, and they don't want price to be the one thing that they don't know besides fit. So in that case, putting your packages and your pricing on your website could be a real boon to your business, could really speed things up, and people may come to you ready to go because they know they can afford it, they have a sense of what you can do, and you have lots of other good information on your website that helps them come to that decision, so they're ready to go. Who doesn't like prospects like that? The second thing is, with the pricing, we don't have to worry about having that conversation in the chemistry call, right? All we have to do is assess, do we have chemistry together? We know that pricing is not going to get in the way, and that may make us feel better as a coach going into that prospective conversation, knowing that at some point I'm going to have to bring up the price, and then I'm going to have to gauge whether they can really handle that or not. Is that going to be an issue? You don't worry about it. You just put it out there. So that's another reason why people put pricing on their website. But here's a third reason why some people put pricing on their website. That's because they have people who would like to work with them that they don't necessarily want to work with. Let me explain. If you become a very well-known entity in the field of executive coaching, people are going to want to work with you, and you may have something of a waiting list. In that case, you use pricing as a gating factor. Your price is set at a high level, which naturally repels most prospective clients. So you don't have to field their email, you don't have to take chemistry calls with them, because your price has done the work for you of pushing away most prospective clients, except for the very few who not only really want to work with you, but they can also afford it. So I've seen pricing placed on websites for this purpose. So when you get to a certain level of success in your business, that may be a time when you want to put your price on your website because of the reasons I just stated. So I've given you the pluses and possibly the cons of putting pricing on your website. I hope this helps you to think about what's going to be right for you. What would you like to do in regards to pricing on your website? If you have your own thoughts and ideas about this, very hot topic for coaches, please place them in the comments below. I'd love to read your thoughts. Or if you'd like to email me your ideas, send them to me at michael@BAECexecutivecoach.com. And of course, if you have questions about executive coaching in general, please email me. I may answer your questions in a future video. And of course, if this video has been helpful, like it, comment on it, and share it with other coaches so they can discover this channel as well. And subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. And lastly, if you'd like to have a more comprehensive conversation about pricing and even pricing engagements, well, then you'll probably want to enroll in the Center for Executive Coaching, because I have a whole module on it in my online training program, and I certainly talk about it in my in-person seminars. Learn more by visiting the Center for Executive Coaching and finding a program that's right for your pace, your budget, and your preferred method of learning. Or email me at michael@BAECexecutivecoach.com. You can also visit my blog site, BAECexecutivecoachtraining.com, where there are other articles that could be very helpful for you as a beginning executive coach. Thank you very much.